wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not right.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at
What?
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. What is a star? Like under the city, the driver's like Florida. Which you get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the pig. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever. Cute as could be, you can watch on YouTube with me and some friends. This one time for the Twitch, this one time for the text, this one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
You know, it is tough because you have an athlete who you enjoy watching so much over the years, and you know, you have this South Florida connection, you know, but there is so much drama that surrounds him, and you never know with the social media stuff and how it's going to go and the sensitivity to it all. And, you know, we're always going to have the great moments, but, you know, I was really hoping that we could see all of this through, and to know that this breakup seemed inevitable, but now that it's here, it's tough. And so I can't believe that I have to bring the South Florida sports fan the news that Odell Beckham Jr. is no longer a Miami Dolphin.
What?
Why did it
And-
sound funny?
And Leroy is gonna bring you another PSA, and that is Father Time still undefeated.
Oof.
Like, what do you guys like? I say this all the time, and for some reason, if you like the guy, you think he Father Time gonna miss him, and if you hate the guy, Father Time gonna get him earlier.
Well, can we talk about this? The fact that when I was out one summer, that this guy, 1 week this summer, that Frog Boy spent an entire week campaigning for this,
Yes,
and then he is.
we wait.
Yeah.
Marcos, did we not fight every day about this?
Hard to say.
Every day. And what I said is that I don't care how much it cost. A third wide receiver with all the guys that you had. Keep in mind, Craycraft, you had the new guys that you brought. Like, what is that money going to get you?
I don't know, but the thing that's funny is the first thing that he did was go and dance on Odell's Dolphin grave on the NFL Instagram account.
The guy who wanted him here.
More
than anybody.
Wanted him here necessarily.
But, dude,
It's really tough to say. It was a long summer.
No, it wasn't.
I had to study. If you guys have the clips, I'd be willing to.
Can I just tell you, you came in hot. That was your signing of the summer. Right? And I can't for the life of me figure out that the guy who wanted him so bad was the first guy to go scorched earth on him.
He goes, built a career off of one catch, SMH, in NFL comments, which he has. This has gone viral in the comments because he's got 6,188 likes agreeing with him. Wow. But he's also upset because he's got about 130 people just mad at him for saying such a thing about a longtime NFL star.
Look, it's ridiculous that he said that, because that is not.
It is ridiculous.
It's not true at all. But here's the kicker.
How is it not true at all, Leroy?
It's not.
How is it not true?
Go look at his numbers.
He legitimately changed how receivers want to catch. Like, he made that cool.
So, but that's not even that. It's that we get to this point with all athletes who are aging. All of them.
He's been aging
And
for like
no, hold on.
seasons,
but
man.
he's been, but injuries make that process, a little, makes it more difficult. But the fact that if we take any of our old athletes, any guy that's been in the league for a while, we do the same thing.
Yeah, the old don't have it like they used to.
And you don't like it. It's a shame that
in your rookie year.
If you play a certain type of football when you're 25, for some asinine reason, folks think that you're supposed to play like that till you're 40.
Can I just make one counterpoint to all this? Because I know everybody's just kind of mad at the Dolphins and they're like, they're fine with the decision because Malik Washington seems like he's coming on. Can I just have a kernel of worry that I just like to throw out there? Because I know the Dolphins got to open up some spaces. Seems like some guys are coming back. But is their number one receiver not playing with a wrist that's dangling by a thread? Like, is this the smartest thing in the world to just get rid of what essentially could be an insurance policy? Because he says that he wants a bigger opportunity. Like, if you have a guy, if your star receiver is banged up, shouldn't you kind of keep on to Odell just in case?
But here's the assumption that you're making. Okay? You're making the assumption that if Odell got more opportunities, he would be better.
No, I'm not assuming anything. I'm just saying, Leroy, hear me out. I'm just saying this is my one counter to it. This is an offense that's very hard to learn. We've seen receivers try and come in here and make grave mistakes. It's ended in disaster. And Tyreek Hill has told you all year that he's playing on this thing that might need surgery. And, I'm just saying in this sport, one guy, we've seen this with the quarterback. One guy gets tripped up. Should you have let it? Like, what do we got? A month left in the season? Like, I don't really see the upside of it. Why not keep him there just in case? Because football.
Because even just in case wasn't contributing. Even just in case wasn't good enough. Even just in case they thought they had somebody who could do those things. That's why the just in case doesn't matter. Okay, I get it. You want some type of security, you have a veteran presence in the line. But have you seen him running routes and catching balls?
Yeah, he hasn't looked impressive.
Okay.
He hasn't looked impressive.
If you have somebody else that's coming on that can do that, you have guys coming back, like, to make this, like, man, like, here's what we do with older players. Oh, well, he can give us a little bit. They see him every day. Maybe he can't.
Oh, well.
We've seen him run routes. We've seen him take a stab at the ball. That ain't Odell. That ain't the Odell we know or we think we're going to get.
I get it. He's not the guy that he used to be, and certainly.
And so go ahead and say the
long
thing.
Time
go ahead, wait. Here's the thing.
Long
Here's the thing that people say. Okay, but 30 or 50% Odell is better than what we have. Is it?
No, I'm saying if we end up with zero of Cheetah, who are we going to? Like, we're going to just.
You think, okay, so if you have zero of Cheetah, you think if you then put Odell Beckham in there, that's going to suffice? They're telling you no.
Okay. Well, are they telling me no, or is he upset because Odell's been a bit of a drama case his whole career and he was sick of getting no opportunities and he was down on the depth chart?
You've seen him when he goes into games. What did he do?
He caught that slant one time.
There you go.
I think he had 5 catches this whole season.
I think he had nine for
55
yards.
Ah, man.
Okay.
Whoa, Hall of Famer, everyone.
Listen, do you understand what you are saying? I don't see what the big deal of keeping.
I don't. I really like. I think that the whole thing is. See, like, I feel like it's kind of one of these things where it feels like they're trying to, I guess, do right by him in some ways. Mike McDaniel sold him on coming here, and all right, like, here's what happened. You have these 2-star receivers. Dru Smith has turned out to be a sensation. So you're at best 4. Malik Washington has come along. He's, now going to, so now he's 5th. I'm just saying football happens. We can go into this week and what if Cheetah ends up having something happen to that wrist and he's not good to go?
He's still going to be playing the same amount of time he's playing based on what he's done.
What are we going to put back out there? Grant DeBose? That worked out great last time.
Here, you're thinking of the name. They're thinking, and I'm seeing the production. He doesn't look like the Odell you think you have in your mind.
No, but okay, I'm not expecting the Odell in my mind.
Then what are you expecting?
I'm literally talking about an insurance policy. He's there.
What if he can't play? What good is an insurance policy that can't play?
But Leroy, there's also guys who are just playing way better than him. I'm saying, what if you lose one of those guys? What if you lose one of those guys? That's my point.
You're making my point for me. If you have to go all the way down to 5 or 6 and you have guys returning, then what good is that insurance?
You don't have guys returning. That's the case. I'm saying, Grant DeBose, the last time that he was out there, he lost a game for the Dolphins.
That's what he's even down the list. But
Cheetah doesn't seem like he's going to miss him because it's hard not to feel like this was a subtle jab at him. Or he's just a troll. I don't know. But it was said in the reports that they were looking that, Odell and the Dolphins mutually parted ways because Odell wanted a place with more opportunities. And soon thereafter, Tyreek Hill tweeted, "Take advantage of your opportunity."
Right. But it's not here. You could look at that 2 ways. He could have been talking about what he did with the Dolphins, or he could have been talking about go ahead, player, take advantage of it.
I don't think that's what he's doing.
But okay, all right, fine. But I'm just dude, we have to stop doing this. What if Odell had to play a whole football game?
Mm-hmm.
Could he help this team win?
I don't know.
That's the point. That's the point. Look at what week you're in, and you're still saying, I don't know.
But
Let's move on.
Okay, but again, it's just my whole point of it is you're not getting anything for him and there's no consequence. You already he's not going to hit his incentives. So I'm just saying if God forbid something happens this week and you need for the last 3 games somebody with some experience, what if Dru Smith gets hurt? What if Tyreek Hill gets hurt?
Wait.
This is an offense we've seen it's not easy to just pick up on the fly.
What part of and I'm confused here. What part of he might not be able to play that still makes you think he can be an insurance policy and go in and play?
Yeah, but he has 3 guys that are really good in front of him.
So based on what you saw out of Odell Beckham, you're telling me if he had more reps, he would be better?
That's obviously not. I don't understand why you think I'm arguing
because that's all that matters.
It's not.
It is.
Hold on one second.
Leroy,
hold on, dude. Hold on, dude. We one of the things that ruined the Dolphins this season is they legitimately didn't have anybody who could run the offense when Tua went down.
Correct.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is this cost the Dolphins nothing. He's already there. And last year, I don't know if you remember this, they lost both of their pass rushers and had to sign dudes off the street. So all I'm saying is, and I agree with you. He ain't what he is. He very clearly came into the season more banged up. All I'm saying is, wait a minute. You're just letting him go because he wants more opportunity. But God forbid something happens to one of your top 3 guys, and then I'm relying on who? A rookie and a Packers practice squatter?
But you're still making the assumption he can play
above those guys.
No, you're making an argument that if he got more opportunity, he would be able to outperform the guys that would have to come in and play. And I'm telling you, Father Time doesn't work like that. He might not be able to play.
Okay.
That's why this becomes easier.
Yeah, and I think also just the name, like he wants more of a chance somewhere.
Okay, you think he's gonna get a chance somewhere else?
Oh, for sure. Someone's gonna
really?
Yeah, someone will pick him up.
Okay. And then what if he doesn't? Then what?
I don't know. I guess I was wrong. But I think that somebody will pick him up.
Okay. All right. There you go.
I mean, the three best
I'm telling you, we take great players all the time. And when they get later on in their career, we make the assumption that they can help.
But didn't this happen? Hold on.
Not be able to physically play.
Did you see last night, though, what happened with the 49ers?
Yeah, guy walked off.
Because he's like, oh, you guys are replacing him with the guy whose job I had all year. And then that guy got hurt. And then all of a sudden, oh, now you want me. And he walked off. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Who are the most notorious guys to do that? Vontae Davis and Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown. Nobody did like Vontae.
And Vontae retired. He was done.
Yeah. Vontae did it at halftime.
Rest in peace.
I would say that Antonio Brown, he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So you don't know where his mind was. And I don't really know what the mindset of this guy was. I don't see. I try to think if there was ever a time that I would do something like that, and you get caught up in the game so much that I would always say, "Oh, you put." Like I remember one time. I give a perfect example. It was preseason. We talking about preseason. And I had just come off a year where I was, I think, an alternate to the Pro Bowl. And the very next year I got hurt. And I limped for the whole year. I had a partial tear. And I didn't get the surgery. And I limped all year. I played with a brace. That following offseason, they drafted Tommy Vardell. Right?
Old TD Tommy.
So when we go through camp and everything, I'm back or whatever. I'm back, ready to go. They play Tommy in the first half, and then they play me like I'm a rookie and play in the second half. Now I'm hot. I'm mad simply because, like, the rookies play second half. That's just the way it goes. But because they drafted Tommy 9th, they moved me back after, the couple of years I had. So I'm hot. I remember running the ball one time, and Bill looked over at me and said, "That's the way to run the ball." And I may have said some things, but I ain't come out. I was just mad. I wanted the football.
FCC fine? What'd you say?
Also, I can't say, but also that's the same year, the very first couple of weeks of the season, Tommy got hurt. So then they put me in. I ended up going to Pro Bowl that year.
Can we just agree that I'm sorry about this argument? It's Frog Boy's fault in the first place. He wanted Odell Beckham Jr. He wanted him here, and now he dances on his grave.
For me, this argument has always been the same with Marcos and with you. And we have this argument about various players all the time. And that argument is, you get so caught up in the name that you don't realize that these guys are getting old and it's not the same person. And you expect the same person. And we have this argument about other players. And it's not a knock on the player. It's just that Father Time is undefeated. And you may see the same player. But that player has learned how to do it differently to be productive. But when it ends, and it ends with everybody, when it ends, if you let it get to that point, it always ends like Marcos talking about Odell.
Yeah.
In play, put another name on the player there. Everybody does it the same way. I'll give you another perfect example. Chris Carter in Miami.
Oh,
totally.
That's my point. When
Old
you
Drops
signed him,
McGee.
oh, Chris Carter. He was in year like 15. What the hell did you think you were going to get?
His hands were in year 15.
But that's my point. What's the difference between Chris Carter and Odell Beckham? Other than name and fame.
A speed school in Boca.
But when you understand what I'm saying, you guys do this with players in sports, and I am the first person to tell you because I went through it. The only thing that I didn't do is I wasn't that guy that was on that team that got what Marcos is giving Odell. I didn't go that route. I knew how my body felt, and I was honest with myself. So, yes, this happens all the time. You guys see the star, the name, what the guy has been, and that's who you want playing, but that ain't the guy that's showing up.
Thanks a lot, Froggy.
Guy sucks. Not my fault.
It is your fault. You wanted him here.
You know he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, right?
What? No, okay. This
Right
is
with DeMar DeRozan.
Go look at his numbers.
Trust me,
He's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
I looked at his numbers. He has less receiving yards than Ted Ginn.
No,
He has less receiving yards than Mike
There's
Wallace.
no way that's true.
No way.
I swear to God.
There's no way
he
that's
has
true.
less
No way that's
receiving
true.
yards.
I don't believe you.
Let's
No
look up the
chance.
numbers.
We gotta
First
take
of
a
all,
break. I'll let you look up the numbers during the break. It's Football Friday, brought to you in part by your South Florida Chevy dealers. You're looking for more power, capability, and technology with Chevy trucks. You're ready for anything Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. It is a Football Friday. We got lots to get into. Your Dolphins got a monster game. Weird stuff happened in a terrible game last night. We'll take a break. Back after this.
me. We change the weather. Yeah, we're getting heated.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Our Dave & Buster's gift card giveaway is back. And if you guys want to win that, you guys go watch some football, some Heat, Panthers, Canes, Hoops, and more. Enter now at WQAM.com/contest. Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, Play, Watch Sports. Congratulations to Cam Ward. He was awarded the Davey O'Brien last night for the nation's best QB, third Hurricane ever to win that, with joining Vinny Testaverde and Gino Torretta.
They also won the Heisman.
They did win the Heisman. He's not going to win the Heisman.
No. I mean, here's an indication of who's going to win the Heisman. When you win the best DB and the best receiver.
It's pretty good.
But here's usually the guy who wins the Maxwell wins it, right?
Yeah.
But Jeanty won the Maxwell.
Well, he had a great season too. Awards all around. Great crop of players.
Yes. I would say, like, yeah. I mean, kudos to Cam Ward, and I think it's an incredible story because it's not like Cam Newton, who started at Florida and then played D2, then came back to Auburn.
Yeah.
He started in D2 because that was it.
No, he's like the new guy like Ed Reed you could point to, of like, hey, nobody recruited this guy, and 0 stars and all that type of stuff. And here we go. What was that star? Ed Reed was what, 2-star? 2 or 3, yeah. Oh.
I mean, Cam had 0 stars.
0 stars.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Kudos to him. It's a hell of a story. Wish I could have saw it a little bit more at the highest level, in the playoffs, but still excellent season, well deserved.
What do you think about this? You still buy that he's going to play in this Pop-Tart Bowl?
Yeah,
he's playing. He said it. He doesn't lie.
But what if he gets through? Like, I was talking about with somebody last night.
But why? Here's what I don't get.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people tell you, and there is nothing about him that would indicate otherwise.
Yeah.
And yet you're still coming up with reasons why he won't.
Well, I really only have one reason, and that's because that hellhole is basically Florida MetLife, and I don't want him to, because I worry for him.
But here, can you think like an athlete and a competitor and not like a Tobin?
Look, I get
the
you.
Guy loves to play football. He loves to compete. He wants to be able to chuck that thing one more time. There's nothing wrong with that. We starting to make it normal that, if it's about money, I don't want to compete at this level. I'm waiting for the next level.
Okay, but that place is a dump. I don't want him to play. He's so above that dump of a field.
Again,
it stinks.
Is he above competing?
Is what?
Like,
no,
he's
not above
competing
over a breakfast pastry trophy.
Here, understand this. He's not a Bosa. He didn't come from, Ohio State and high acclaim. This dude been fighting, clawing, and scratching to play football his whole life. And now that he gets there, he's going to not play?
But, like, Leroy,
it's his makeup. Like,
his
that's
makeup is going to be the number 2 pick.
Oh, my goodness. We are making it normal to do.
Would you hold it against him if he did?
No, but I'm just saying, look at him. It's who he is.
Dude, you had a Greg Cooper.
I'm never
just listen. That place has been a household. D'Eriq King blew out his knee.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Wisconsin, both incidents where we got Van Ginkeled and the huddled around the heaters. Greg Cooper, remember him blowing out his knee on that stupid turf? They don't take care of it. It's a dump. Okay. It's like having a racehorse race on asphalt. It's stupid.
All right. Like I don't like silly me. I just think that competitors love to compete, and it's hard to explain that because you think of everything else other than That simple fact. You've been competing your whole life. You want to compete. Some guys do. Some guys can say, nah, I don't want to do it this time. Like, I don't. That part I'm never going to understand. I'm just not. I'm not.
Okay. I understand that you don't like the principle of it.
No, it's not the principle of it. I'm just saying, understand these guys are competitors.
If he wants to go out there and he wants to make his receivers look good or get some more shine for Xavier
He just wants to compete because that's what he's done his whole life. Like you're shrugging your shoulders to that, but that's how it is. Some of these guys are so intent on competing that the circumstances don't matter.
I demand the Pop-Tart Bowl
I
move.
just want to win.
I demand the Pop-Tart Bowl move if they want him to play. They one time moved an entire card for John Jones because the state had looser drug restrictions. So they moved it from I think it was Canada. No, I think it was I don't remember the state it moved to, but it moved to California because they had looser restrictions. And so what I'm demanding of the Pop-Tart Bowl is you move the game to Hard Rock Stadium. Man, take it or leave it. You get a bigger crowd, one last ride, and Stephen Ross grows his own grass.
This is the difference between
we have demands.
This is the difference between an athlete and a you.
Okay.
It just is. Like
who was on a lazy room with De'Ara King and who was not?
Yeah, being lazy. I just don't like a lot of these guys when you talk to athletes, they will say first and foremost, I love competing.
Yeah,
right.
Love competing. Poor Cam Kitchens is getting punked in his own locker room.
That's funny. It's still funny. Still funny.
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you.
Wow. By the way, no chance.
What?
I recant that. I take that back.
No chance.
Odell.
What?
Odell. I am closer to Odell Beckham than Odell Beckham is close to the top 25 in receiving.
Yeah. That's tough.
Woo! Want some names?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Give me some names.
Jimmy Graham, more yards than Odell Beckham Jr.
Wow, really?
Tyler Lockett. It was, pretty good.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett was good. Tyler Lockett was good.
Solid. Yeah, really good career, you know.
Okay. Adam Thielen, more yards.
Really good.
Also very good, but like I think none of them bigger fame stars than Odell Beckham.
You guys remember Tony Hill?
He had three, 4 good years, and it's all been downhill since.
Agreed.
Greg Olson, more yards.
Great announcer.
Love that guy for sure. And I mean, some of these players, I'm naming some tight ends who will potentially make the Hall of Fame, but like Greg Jennings, Golden Tate, these are good receivers. These aren't Hall of Famers. And these all, and I was actually doing him justice. I said he was 97th. He's 117. Like
right.
not even T.Y. Hilton.
Again though, I don't understand why you're trying to look like such a genius. You're the one who spent a week campaigning for this over the summer.
They don't
like
know that.
All of a sudden you get to act like I was right on Odell Beckham. You wanted him here.
The only person I have to apologize to is Leroy. Leroy, I apologize for that show in which
that whole week
in which Tobin was out.
You know how many times I heard "Hear me out"?
It was a good week. It was a good week. The only person who I need to apologize to is Leroy. Everyone else who I'm upsetting on the internet, go to hell, dude. He sucks. Like he hasn't been relevant. Everyone's like, what about that one half in the Super Bowl?
Wait a minute.
He did have a good. No, he was good for the Rams, dude. You can't say that he wasn't good for the Rams.
If he didn't get hurt, he would have been the MVP.
Yeah, he would have. That's what we're talking about now, though. He would have done this.
But wait.
But he was good for that.
That moment in time,
yeah,
happened long before you wanted him here, and you kind of missed that then.
Like maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong in that regard. Maybe
the overall thing with stars and guys that all we can see is what they have done and not what they are. And it happens a lot in sports. And then we get upset when the guy can't play like what we saw with New York, right? And I'm like, that's not a him problem. That's a us problem because we shouldn't be expecting that. Father Time is undefeated. You can hide it. You can cover it up. You can do, different things. I use this analogy, and I've used it before. The old roller coasters, when they go up, right? They click, 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 and then go down.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Standard roller coaster behavior.
You know why they seem like they're going faster towards the middle or the end of the ride? Is because the turns get smaller.
Mm-hmm.
They're not actually going faster. So once you would take that initial drop, that's the fastest it goes. And the turns get tighter. And that's why it seems like it's going. When you play a professional sport, as your career gets going and you get older and you start getting hurt and your body starts failing, you anticipate better. You run routes sharper. You read defenses better. But as far as your speed and your actual skill, it's steadily declining. And so everybody wants to hear, oh, it looks like you got that fountain of youth. No, your body doesn't work like that. But fans when they say, oh, we're signing so-and-so, you don't think of 30-plus-year-old so-and-so. You think of what you saw on TV. And so you're disappointed when you see old Elvis. Yep. There we go. You can check.
It also makes it worse though when Calais Campbell is doing what he's doing at his age.
But here's a difference, okay? Calais Campbell is not as explosive as he was when he was younger. But what he is he's the same damn size. And so that enables him to still be productive because he can still possess a lot of that strength. And that's just the way it is. Hold on. Have you seen Calais Campbell chasing somebody?
I mean, usually he's just there and he swallows.
Right. Exactly. So, like, yeah, we can pick and choose what parts of that, but that's a fact. That's a reality of sports. That's a reality of life that we tend to overlook depending on who the person is. So, like, we got to stop that. We got to stop that. It doesn't mean a player can't be productive when he gets older. But for people to start thinking that he can do this, that's why what LeBron's doing is amazing. But even LeBron's game has changed. LeBron didn't shoot a damn three until he got 30. And now he chucks them up all the time.
Been a tough year for him, though.
Huh?
Been a tough year for him. Bronny had a good game in the G League last night.
I heard he's 3 games, he's averaging 14.
Yeah, that's together.
Whoa!
What, dude?
That's Dru Smith. You hang a banner for 14 points.
Listen, I'm not gonna let you say anything about Dru Smith, dude.
Here's the deal.
Do you realize like Dru Smith is like gonna be better than Gabe Vincent? Like he's killing it right now.
Here's the deal with you, Marcos. You base all of your information on points, rebounds, and assists. You refuse to believe, and there have been guys in the league that don't really score, but are crucial and very important to a team's success. I give you a perfect example.
Yes.
2 examples.
Okay.
Dennis Rodman.
Yep. Probably the best rebounder of all time.
Draymond Green, triple single.
Yeah. Can I tell you the difference?
But the Golden State Warriors told you Draymond Green was more important than Clay.
He was, very clearly.
Okay, but he doesn't score a lot of points.
Just like, can you just like, you went an about face. Just do it. Here, try this on for size, Froggy.
Oh,
you made this about face on Odell Beckham Jr. where you please get him, and now you call him a bum. Just do the opposite with Dru Smith, where you're like, he's a bum. And then you say, actually, he's really good. This is a great story. I was wrong.
But is it a great story yet, though?
It is a great story. It is a great story.
How long you gonna wait? 7 years?
No, I just want him to do something significant.
Can it be, Marcos, can I ask you a question? Yeah. Can it be a great story right now?
No, because according to you, it's only December. How can we? It's only December. There's only been 20
but we don't have the same rules of his play as we do with Jimmy Butler. Yeah. Jimmy Butler and Tua, we put on, when are you going to win a big game?
I guess the answer is you're just going to be a bastard about it. That's what you're going to be.
No way, dude. No way. I'm not.
Erik Spoelstra said he has a superpower last night.
Now, see, and please, dude,
what?
I hate when people talk and say stuff like this.
That's what he said.
I know that's what he said.
That's what he said.
But you have really, you run with it. You run with it. You go too far with it. Right? Like, come on.
That's what he said.
I know that's what he said, but you stop all of a sudden acting like you didn't run with it.
Jimmy Butler said yesterday, he said on Dru Smith, he goes, I know you guys, we're not surprised. Jimmy Butler's not surprised. You're surprised, Frog Boy.
Not surprised, dude. He do this every year. You guys remember James Ennis? The next LeBron James?
James Ennis had a nice career.
Oh, okay. Did he have a nice career?
He did have a nice career.
Hey, wait, Jukebox said
averages 6.7 games.
Jukebox said 0 for 3. Let's not forget about Mobile Tua.
What has been more mobile? I was right.
You got Tua knocked into the shadow realm.
Yeah, you
dude.
ruined Tua.
No,
you ruined the season
because he headbutted someone's chest. Does not mean he hasn't been more mobile this year. He hits his over almost every week. And
there we go. Here we go.
His over is 2.5 yards a game.
Mobile.
So basically, his rushing, all he has to do is rush for social distancing.
You guys haven't seen him, extend the play a little bit more this year. I know you've seen.
He has been more elusive,
but that's not mobile.
That's what I wanted, though. I didn't want him to be Lamar.
No, you wanted him to be Michael Vick.
Extend plays. Just extend the play a little bit. You wanted him to be a statue, dude. You wanted him to be like
safe,
like Michelangelo or something like that. Just David with his.
We wouldn't have lost the Colts game.
Well, we probably
or the Seahawks game, or the Titans game. We'd be in the playoffs right now if we did it my way.
Is that his fault, or is that the fact that we didn't plan with a
It's
backup?
your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's your fault.
Klay Thompson sucks.
I
Actually,
gotta tell you, you've had some terrible sports takes.
I don't think so.
In recent,
you have
history.
the sports take golden sombrero.
Yep, hat trick.
That sounds good.
You did a hat trick.
No, it's not.
Oh, that sounds good. A
That's
golden
sombrero. That's 4 strikeouts in the game.
If you go to a Mexican restaurant, they're handing out golden sombreros. You're gonna be like, "This is a good restaurant."
All right, that's a point.
Yes, I'm hot.
I'm hot.
We'll take a break. Our Tua is next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Seems to go to hell. Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. As we take you up until 2 o'clock, let us get to our headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Last night, your Miami Heat, they win their 4th in a row. They beat the Raptors 114-104.
Little slow start. Sluggish start. Oh, my goodness.
Jovic. He's back.
I don't understand. Like, it's almost like Spo does these things and he goes, see, told you, they're always ready. When you're like,
oh no, that's not what happened. Oh, that was definitely we're losing by 16, throwing stuff against the wall type of thing.
Right.
And he threw that against the wall and Jovic responded. Big
that
time
second
performance.
unit, that second unit, like, holy smokes.
Dru Smith, Niko Jovic. Oh, love watching that kid ball. Did you see him do the celebrations?
I don't know. I saw he did the one thing, and I'm like, he should not be bringing any attention to the schnauzer.
Why?
Because that thing was sitting on his hand like a tenderloin with
a 3 mustache. I liked when he found Dru Smith for the 3, and he's like doing the arm thing and like sticking the tongue out. I was like, oh, that's goose. Look at him having fun. It made me happy. I love watching Niko happy. Did you see Jimmy in the post game just badger him the entire time to speak Serbian?
No.
This Jimmy Butler is literally like, we're gonna do the press conference together.
Hey, you see, you got orange hair now.
Sure did. It was boots on the ground for it.
Sun's orange, I might add.
Thank you.
So he's hit all the teams.
Well, I don't think, the thing is like, I don't think it was a thing. And then he's like, oh, this is funny. And I'm going to make it a thing now. And it was hilarious. You know, he shows up yesterday. He's got the orange hair and he is, you know, all of his teammates thought it was hilarious. And even Bernie got in on it, where Bernie had he had the red braids and then Bernie changed it to orange because he loves Jimmy. He doesn't want Jimmy to go anywhere. But you can see they're all just like, look at him. He's a clown. Having some fun, baby, with the whole trolling. Happy mess.
I love Bernie's braids as he just like hovers right next to Jimmy Butler.
He got him to come over. He's gonna get it. You'll see it here. He's gonna get him to come over. He's like, let's see if I get a picture. Nobody can turn down a mascot's request.
Come on.
You know?
Yeah. Come on. Oh, that's great.
Just have a little fun, baby. That's all we're having. We're having fun. We're having fun with the national with the trade controversy. It's a great time.
But you have to almost be Jimmy for this to work, right? Because I don't think he cares.
I think I think you need to kind of lean into,
or maybe is it somebody who's been this long in the career?
Yeah, probably.
Because
but he also just wants to have fun with this whole thing. Like, I think the guy loves having fun with the internet. He loved, and he also misses costumes. I mean, he didn't get to dress up this year for media day. But he said there was no significance to it.
Jimmy, just because stylists want to know, what was the message with the orange hair tonight and what went into the decision to go orange?
I can change my hair to whatever color I want to. And there is no subliminals in my hair. I just, I've been changing it a lot lately. Orange was the brightest color that I had, so that's what I went with.
And dude, it was real bright. That was fluorescent orange. A neon orange.
I'm surprised when he hasn't gone with like a color that when they turn off the lights to announce the team, Jimmy's head glows.
Like black light?
Yeah.
He was also, I think he also put on Instagram last night, I think he was wearing sun shoes as well.
Oh.
Like they were purple, yellow, and orange.
This man is a troll for sure.
It's the details. It's the details that matter.
Yeah.
It's the details.
He's like, y'all want to play a game? I can play that game too.
I appreciate it though.
He did. He was asked also by Ira about the agent v. Shams thing, and there was his answer to that.
It was an interesting last couple of days. Your agent responded on social media to reports pretty vociferously. One, what did you read into those reports, and what's it like watching your agent go back and forth with the worldwide leader?
I love it. I love it. I am all for the back and forth. I mean, before he's my agent, that's like I guess we're like brothers now. We do everything together. But I feel for him, and at least somebody's sticking up for me.
That was a little biting at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, no. What does he mean by that? At least somebody. I was like, oh.
I don't like. Oh, you read into stuff too much, dude.
I'm guilty of that. I acknowledge I have a flaw.
You're like, come on, too much. Like,
I don't know, dude.
Everybody says you get all into. Like sometimes people just say stuff.
Maybe. I hope that's the case. I don't want him to leave. I love him.
Holy
56.
smokes.
But was it a thing, Marcos? I mean, what did you think? I mean, it was kind of a.
I mean, why would he say that at the end?
Somebody's sticking up for me.
Man, I don't want him to leave. I don't think he will. I think had he handled this like stoically or no sell, then I would have been more scared. The fact that he's joking around and he's doing the Jimmy thing and he's being pretty upfront with it kind of gives me good feelings because, like, you know, I don't want Kuminga. Jesus. What am I going to do with a Kuminga?
The thing that was funny, there was more reports yesterday. There was more reports yesterday about the Sun stuff from like one of their real plugged in guys, and he even once said, "Well, Jimmy's like the number one choice," but they keep trying to sell like, "Well, this only happens if they take Bradley Beal," and I'm like, okay, I respectfully, Suns fans and Suns people,
thank you.
Respectfully, the Heat have already said no to that, and I just want to be clear here. You guys know that Bradley Beal's contract is legitimately the exact same contract they're not giving Jimmy Butler. So why would they give it to Bradley Beal?
Right.
I find all this very confusing, but the Suns fans are still sitting here.
Who's also prone to injury.
Yeah, and just a worse player like than Jimmy. And you know, I don't know. I found all of this stuff with the Suns like crazy. I get why it's probably there because their owner is very, very rich, and he probably wouldn't give Jimmy Butler an extension, no questions asked, because what does he care?
At what point, and here's what I would ask you: at what point does a trade become more about getting your money? Because that's when you look at football, a lot of these trades and demand trades really don't have nothing to do with where you're going, but who's going to pay you.
Right.
So at what point is it about I can get 2 more years at 30, 40 million? Is that more important and not necessarily where you go?
I think that's probably, you know, why you hear the teams that are out there is like, yeah, they want to, who's willing to pony up. I don't think they're going to go to a place where Jimmy's going to go there and also not get an extension. If he didn't want to get an extension, he'd just stay down here.
Right.
You know? But that wasn't the best part of the press conference. The best part was him just badgering Nikola Jovic to speak Serbian the entire time. And he was very upset because he wouldn't answer a full question in Serbian. Because he's like, basically the reason I came up here with Niko, because he loves Niko and Niko loves him. That's his brate. He has his, remember Niko is not happy because he has the youth basketball picture of him in the locker room. But he's just like, he's like, come on, man. He's like, answer it in Serbian. That's what I came here for.
How good did it feel today to get the opportunity to make the most of it? And what were the last 3 weeks like for you as you try to work your way back into the rotation?
It was it was not easy. I kind of fell out of rotation. I don't know what time it is that something like this happened, and it's nothing new for me. Like I said before, I just,
I think it was the second most free throw attempts of your career. I'm just kind of wondering about the aggressiveness, the attacking, and how much that feeds into it, trying to feed off contact. And
yeah, I'm trying to, I see this guy right here a lot, going to the free throw line. So when we play walls in practice and stuff like that, I'm trying to get to the hoop as much as I can. Like I said before, I gotta use my height.
Now, like, he's so disappointed. He's like,
Jimmy is looking away in such disgust.
He's so mad at him. He's like,
speak Serbian.
He's like, come on, dude, just do the thing. And he's like, brate.
Hey,
so now,
I know how Jimmy feels.
Hmm?
I know you know, we've been in situations where I'm like, Tobin. And you're like, no.
Oh, you mean when you want me to do Serbian accent for Niko?
Yeah, when you want to do babushka. And you're
now,
like,
but look at this. He's gonna look to the first row and he's gonna look to Anthony Chang and he's gonna start requesting. He goes, hey. And I'm just like, he is literally using this press conference for his plaything.
And everything. So yeah, I'm always aggressive. I'm trying to be aggressive, and that's about it. Nothing special really, just I guess I was a little more aggressive than before.
Jimmy, Niko, you guys took about half your shots that you took tonight at the rim. Was there any sort of emphasis to get more shots out there near the basket, or was it just kind of reading what the defense was giving you?
I'm talking to you. My shots are always at the rim, so he's talking to you. Answer in Serbian. I'm not gonna sit here if you keep talking English. Pa ništa novo, mislim. No, I'm joking. I got you. I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to be aggressive. That's it. Two threes I had, I was just wide open, so I had to take them. But everything else, I just try to get to the rim.
It's true, though.
He did it. No, he didn't. You gotta tell him to answer the whole question in Serbian. I'm never doing this with you.
Little sass.
Jimmy is a team menace, right? Everybody's all serious. They tried to get their come up, and Jimmy just want to have fun. Hey.
Come on, I want to turn this into a bit. Dade Sauce, this is really why Tobin wants to give Jim the extension. Brate silly sauce. That's right.
No, but let me tell you something. Tobin don't always do the silly sauce.
Well, not when you want me to do it, the accent.
That's part of the silly sauce.
I might have had to pretend to be Serbian or He says, "Hello, Niko. Big game. Serbia watching. What you say to home country?"
That was your chance, dude. That really
was my chance.
Hey, dude, can I just wait? Jimmy would have loved you forever.
Yeah. He would have put you in the trade package.
Put up there. What say you, Niko? Buckets.
Hey, you know what's amazing about last night's game? Friday night pizza.
All right, we'll take a break. Get into some Dolphins. Bradley Chubb. He spoke to the media for the first time in a while. Man, that knee injury was bad. Tell you about that next.
Here's my impression of your mother.
It's that Sue and Baby.
Oh, you mean 3-time Billboard winner?
Nobody cares about the Billboard Awards, dude.
Oh, of course not. Oh,
it's like the least important of all the awards.
Oh, yeah.
Who goes to the Billboard charts anymore? Isn't everything on Spotify and Amazon Music rankings and Apple Music rankings? Like, who goes to the Billboard charts anymore?
Oh, everyone. You see billboards every time you drive. They go there. People are there. Billboards still matter.
Oh, man. Man. What
Another thing I was right about.
What?
I'm good.
You were right about Drake?
Drake being able to outlast this other joker. I already forgot his name. Kendra.
You know his name. You'll see him at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But not before I see Beyonce put on a real performance on Christmas. Wow.
I forgot that they're going all out on Christmas for Netflix. That's kind of cool.
Why are they doing that though? Because wasn't that basketball? Like Christmas?
I don't know, but I tell you one thing: Netflix better have their bleep together.
Prime does it every week.
True, Prime does it every week. Did it yesterday.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing that Netflix is doing it.
I didn't watch that game last night. It was goodness gracious.
I didn't watch it either. I didn't watch it either. I was
watching the Heat game. So
I was watching the Heat, and then when I got back from the Heat, which was very late, that was like, what the hell? What? A player just left? What do you mean a player just left?
Just left, dude. Just dipped.
He's gonna get cut, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
That's like an automatic.
Just off of principle.
The only reason why they might not cut him and they might suspend him is because if they cut him, they might have to pay him. So you do conduct detrimental and you can suspend him without pay.
Well, crazy.
Nice.
Have you ever seen anything like that? Like anybody close into your career that just, I know you had the kid who just left on a bike naked. But have you ever had anybody do that in a game where they just were like, nah, not playing? No. That's weird, man.
No, because guys want to play.
Mike Wallace did that one time to Joe Philbin.
He did do that. He refused to go back in. That's true. And then he had Brandon Gibson speak for him.
Oh God, classic.
I have a terrible one of my first freezing cold takes was I like this Brandon Gibson on the Dolphins. He had like one catch his first game and didn't do anything the rest of the year.
Pretty good.
I can't even think. I've had when Bill Belichick took over and we had like 5 or 6 straight days or 2 days in full pads. Maybe 5 guys retired, but not, they were old.
Let's get to some sound here. So Bradley Chubb yesterday spoke to the media. First time in a while. We'll see if he's going to be available for this game. But he explained he had a partial ACL tear earlier in his career, and he goes, this one, much worse.
It doesn't compare, man. When I first did it, man, Kyle kind of told me, he was like, yeah, it's a completely different ball game, you know what I mean? Because it was my ACL, my patella, and my meniscus. That
You're not hearing anything, correct?
So it was, like I said, a 5-hour surgery. I'm on, so it was a long process, like I said, man. So it's kind of like hard to compare it to the first one, with the first one just being a partial tear. But, like I said, I know the work I had to put in for the first one, and I did the same thing this time, man. Changed up some things in terms of how I approached it because of all the stuff that went on. But,
now
the mindset was the same.
Do you not hear it, Marcos?
No, I don't. Which is like, I don't want to interrupt you guys listening to Bradley Chubb, but I
told you you're getting too cute with this playing it off the StreamYard thing. Why don't you just do old school radio, you bastard?
Here's the issue, and I kind of told you this when all this stuff is happening.
Yeah.
You don't know the severity of it until you go in there.
Yeah. Well, apparently it was. I think it was his meniscus, his PCL.
Well, meniscus. When you go in there with the scope, and then you see the other stuff, then you start repairing all that other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? They don't go always into the surgery going, this is what we have to do.
Sounded like a surgery surprise party.
Huh?
Sounded like a surgery surprise party.
Yeah. For certain surgeries, yeah. Because if they have to trim the meniscus, that's a long thing too.
So you're saying he didn't beat science then?
No,
Or did he?
I'm saying what. Here's what I said.
Maybe it was worse.
Hold on.
Did beat science.
Here's what I said at the time.
Two science.
It is hard to determine whether you're beating science with an injury because you're not even sure the severity of the injury until you have the surgery.
There's only two beaters of science. One was Jalen Phillips and Dru Smith. Dru Smith beat science.
No, he
How did you
didn't.
see science?
Oh, he tore his ACL off, falling off that stupid court in Cleveland.
The only science he beat is when he cut all that damn hair off.
It's a good look. It's a good look. All right, do you have this fixed now, dude, so you can hear it as well?
Let's try this. If not, it's in the computer system, but I still have faith.
Yeah, it's been hard. It's been, not the most fun being on the sideline, but I've tried to find a new role into how can I affect the team while not playing, you know what I mean? And that's bringing energy every day. That's being the same guy every day. That's being in the meet rooms, helping Chop, helping Mo, helping all the young guys in the room. Even, we got guys like Bill who's been 6 years, but hasn't played much. So, but now he's getting his chance to shine, do his thing, make tackles, make plays, and it's been cool to see just how the room's been growing, how the defense has been growing, and how the team's been growing.
Gotta be a fun thing though. Like you go from you gotta be so sick of mentoring guys. Like I can't wait to get out there and play.
I think it depends on what you get out of it. Like for me, I never mind, helping a guy figure some stuff out. It don't affect me. What
was the longest stretch you went out on something? Was it the ribs? Like you were just out for 7 weeks and then the whole year?
No, I was out 5 weeks. That's it. The end of the season where they announced we were leaving.
Jeez.
Because I was out for 2 weeks, and then they go, I said, I think I'm good enough to come back. And I was stretching for the first practice and it broke them again.
So you never had a thing where you were hurt and then came in late in the season?
No. I did. When I hurt my knee, it was in preseason. And I limped throughout that season, but I played. Not really. I missed a couple of weeks. I think I average 14 games a year.
Wow.
14 and a half, somewhere in there.
No, they call you IML.
What?
Iron Man Leroy.
Oh, okay. Iron Man.
I've heard that before. I've heard
that too. I've heard that.
Yeah.
I wasn't an Iron Man. I just I felt like when you have one role on a team, if I ain't there, they'll find somebody else to do it. So I just figured, get in there and do it.
We'll take a break. Time to tickle Iron Man Leroy's fancy. Next.
WQA.
fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? You fancy? Oh, you fancy, huh?
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to Tickle Leroy's fancy. Go around the Week 15 NFL slate. Are you ready, Leroy?
I am.
All right, let's get to it. You know where we're starting. This one is for some of the marbles because you got to, stay in the marble game. The Miami Dolphins take on the Houston Texans. Texans still a 3-point favorite at home, Leroy. Does this game tickle your fancy?
Absolutely.
My fancy is tickled.
The Dolphins have been playing good football for a month and a half. They haven't won every game, but they've been playing good football. Winning football that gives you an opportunity to win. Let's put it that way. Because before that, it was horrible. So I'm interested to see. I want to see them try to improve the run game.
Yep.
And the only way you're going to run it is up the middle. So I want to see that defensively. I think they're starting to get some guys back. It's going to be a true test, and they're going to have to stop the run.
Man. Marcus, you're getting beat up over the Odell's thing, huh?
This is just egregious behavior by this Instagram. People have been calling me names all morning. The second I say someone looks like a dirty penny, all of a sudden my comments removed. Picking sides, Instagram.
Wow, so they removed your comment?
They removed my comment that someone smelled like earring backs and was built like a dirty penny. And I was like, that's good. I didn't curse.
What did they say about you?
They said, bro is 500 pounds and wants to talk about OBJ. I was like, fair assessment. But
do you ever feel like you're gonna grow up?
Look, coming from you? Coming from you? Hold on. Hell no. Like, wait a minute. What kind of show are we doing here? You are literally called you are his idol.
He's fighting in the Instagram comments.
Oh, you fight on Twitter. How many times have you come in here and say, I got him?
Every day.
Right. Oh my goodness.
At 1:00, Leroy, the Kansas City Chiefs welcome in the hometown boy done good, Travis Kelce. Kansas City, goes into Cleveland. Kansas City, though, is a 4-point road favorite. Chiefs at Browns. Tickle your fancy?
First 1 to 20 wins. Here's the problem. The Chiefs have been playing in a lot of games where they're just dinking and dunking it down the field and then do what they got to do at the end of games. I think the Browns are built to play that type of game as long as you don't have any of the mistakes. You know what I'm talking about.
The Jameis deliver us from pick sixes?
Yeah. So I would be inclined to think that Cleveland had a chance just because of the way these two teams play. But I trust Patrick Mahomes not to turn the ball over. And I'm still on the fence with Jameis, who has a propensity to have one of those oh-nos.
Yeah, but it's fun, though.
What do you mean you're on the fence with Jameis? Like you're on the fence of like you want to love him, but you know he's going to break your heart?
Not even that. Like, yeah, well, I'll put it this way. And no matter what the condition is, Jameis will throw 10 to 15 balls that are just elite. And he'll throw 2 balls that me and you would throw. I just hope those 2 balls don't cost the Browns the game. That's it. That's what I mean about on the fence. Like, I'm on the fence about saying Jameis is not gonna, hey, he can play this kind of game and not push it too much. He always pushes it.
That's what he does.
That's what he does. He is a gunslinger.
At 1 o'clock, Leroy, the Bengals visit the Titans. Take your fancy?
No.
All
Watch
right.
Joe Burrow throw for 350 meaningless yards.
They'll probably win this one, though. You got to think they got to win this one.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's a 5.5-point road favorite.
And Drake May has moments.
Drake May plays for the Patriots. This is a Titans game.
Oh, no. I mean, Will Levis. Sorry.
No.
Will Levis has moments, but he also has a little bit of Jameis in him.
Intangibles, Jameis.
Yeah.
At 1 o'clock,
Levi.
the Washington Commanders visit the New Orleans Saints. Tickle your fancy?
No.
Hmm.
Even though it's my hometown, I don't know what to make of Washington, and the Saints are terrible. They can't stop a nosebleed.
At 1 o'clock, Leroy, the Baltimore Ravens visit the New York Giants. Baltimore's a 16-point road favorite.
Well, when do we get those games down here?
You guys hear that stat that came out yesterday about the Giants practice?
No.
They couldn't. They couldn't. Wait, who was it that Buffalo couldn't practice?
It's very windy in that area or something like that, right?
No, it's snowy. They didn't even practice. They had walkthroughs.
They said that the Giants had, bad wind, but they did their drills, their normal drills, red zone drills, and I believe they went 0 for 18, including 0 for 4 against no one, like air, no defense or anything.
That can't be true.
I'm telling you, it was, and it was.
Is that Tommy Cutlets?
I think it was a mixture of both because no, they actually did mention that there was two quarterbacks.
Do you feel like do you think Daniel Jones feels like he got out of Shawshank? Like he's sitting here just in Minnesota. He's just like, I got away. He's like, I got away with having to get the snot kicked out of me. I have millions coming my way, and I no longer get yelled at. It's all the Tommy Cutlet show.
Here's one of those questions that you ask. Did the organization ruin the quarterback, or was the quarterback bad? Because he wasn't terrible when they had a run game. In fact, he wasn't terrible to the point where they gave him $40 million a year.
That's right.
But then you got rid of the run game.
Yep.
And so, and it might be one of those. You think it could be? No, I can't even say Jared Goff. Who can I say? Who recently?
Darnold?
Sam Darnold. Could it be a Sam Darnold situation?
Maybe. He's in the same quarterback room as him. Maybe he'll pick up some tips.
Oh, that's right. He signed with Minnesota. He ain't gonna be there, but just this year.
Nah.
One of the two of those guys are gonna be gone.
The Dallas Cowboys visit the Carolina Panthers at 1 o'clock, Leroy. Carolina is a 3-point favorite.
Think about that. I want you to chew on that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, we thought, was the worst football team to ever put on cleats.
Yep. Right there with the first 3-week Miami Dolphins of 2019.
Yes. They are a 3-point favorite against Dallas.
Jeez. He's all in. Well, if Micah Parsons thought last week was the worst loss of his career, don't lose this one.
Yep. I would say one of the things about throwing the football into the wind or with a crosswind, you put your hands to catch the ball, and then it's over here. Oh my goodness. It's brutal.
Tricky.
It's tricky.
I'll give you a good little hate watch here for you, Leroy, unless you've now taken mercy on this team. But the New York Jets at 1 o'clock visit the Jacksonville Jaguars. Take your fancy?
Come on, jumbo shrimps. Well, but here's the problem. The Jets will probably be favored because I don't know who the hell's playing quarterback for Jacksonville.
McCorkle, I believe. Jets are 3.5-point road favorites.
Wow.
This is a game Dolphin fans.
There. If I'm ready for a nap, that's my go-to game.
This is a
Or
game
the Carolina Dallas game.
Yeah. This is a game all Dolphin fans will have their eyes on. 4:25. The Indianapolis Colts visit the Denver Broncos, both right above the Dolphins in the standings. Denver, a 4-point favorite. Tickle your fancy, Leroy?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this and just like
my fancy.
I would like to say that the Dolphins are better than these two teams, but like Denver finds a way to win. I don't know how can you tell me how Indianapolis is winning?
I mean, they're 6-7. It's not
their quarterbacks. The quarterback throws. I mean, geez, the quarterback throws 8 passes a game, runs, all over the place, and then he'll launch one that goes for 70.
This is one where, though, their schedule's so bad the last 3 weeks, I kind of feel like we got to root for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Because you want the Colts to pick up a loss because they can't finish the same record as the Dolphins because they got that stupid tiebreaker because Fumbles McGee lost us the game. Anyway, at 4:25, this, Leroy, is what we like to call a heavyweight matchup.
Ooh.
The Buffalo Bills take on the Detroit Lions. Detroit is a 2.5-point favorite at the Silverdome.
I think Detroit's going to squash them. I do.
Really?
But, yeah, I do.
My fancy.
I just think there's a difference in we can play that way versus we play that way all the time. You know what I mean? Like, Buffalo can run the football and can play physical up front. Detroit eats that for lunch.
That's true.
And so I just think that right now, if I had to say who's the best team in the NFL, I would say Detroit.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's still with their defense, of course, taking on the blows.
They got 10 guys injured.
At 4:25, another great one. The Pittsburgh Steelers visit the most miserable great team you'll ever see.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles, who are 5.5-point favorites. Tickle your fancy?
Yeah, I'm not ever giving Pittsburgh 5.5 points against anybody.
Fair point.
Just not. Like, we still playing that game? We still doing that with this coach and that team? No. That being said, Philly's gonna win.
All right. 4:25, the Patriots visit the Cardinals. Took your fancy?
No.
Didn't think so.
You said it like it doesn't tickle my fancy.
Not tickled.
What about at 4:25, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visit the LA Chargers? Chargers are a 3-point favorite.
So it's basically
7-6
they
for the Bucks and 8-5 for the Chargers.
They can't score. Right? The Chargers don't score.
Well, Harbaugh basically tries to see if he could be a boa constrictor, and that's how he's going to win every game.
Yeah, but Baker got a little bit of gunslinger in him. They could get out 14 points, and then what?
I'm all for Baker helping out the Finns, man. I like it. I'm all for that. And then Sunday Night Football, Leroy, the Green Bay Packers at 9-4 visit the 8-5 Seattle Seahawks. Green Bay is a 2.5-point road favorite. Tickle your fancy?
Green Bay plays who?
Seattle.
Are you sold on any of these teams? I think Green Bay's good, but they don't always play good football. And Seattle, I don't know what to make of them.
Primetime Seattle in their building. I like them as a dog.
Yep. I got
I
you.
like him as a dog.
Yeah, I got you.
And then we
I
got
can't
a,
disagree with it.
you know, if you guys just want football on a Monday, I got a doubleheader.
A Monday doubleheader?
Yep.
Late in the season?
Yep.
Wow.
8:00. Chicago Bears take on the Minnesota Vikings. Tickle your fancy?
Yep. Rivalry.
Fancy.
Minnesota's been playing really good. And Sam Darnold. Is that the comeback player of the year?
Man, I gotta think so.
I mean, come on. If I take you to this point
Did
last
he come
year,
back or is he most improved?
A comeback, you have to come back from injury. You can't just come back from being terrible.
I don't know. What did Flacco win last year? Did he win comeback player of the year or did he win?
He won comeback player of the year.
This is a great question.
Do you come back from injury or do you just come back from sucking?
I'll tell you, who might be a candidate for next year. That's the quarterback for the next game.
Ooh.
Because this Kirk Cousins.
Yikes.
Hey, let me just say this. In all my levels of concentration on Aaron Rodgers coming back from Achilles, I overlooked old ass Kirk Cousins coming back from the same thing.
Yeesh.
And he started off strong, but now he's starting to look really old.
Oh, he's been
can't
awful.
move.
He's been awful the last month.
Right. You don't understand. You're playing on that leg.
I just don't understand why they just didn't just go with the rookie and just why wouldn't they
keep in mind they signed Kirk Cousins first.
Yeah, it was such a weird situation.
But they signed him first. I don't even know if they knew that they were going to be able to get
Penix.
Yeah.
So well, anyway, the Falcons are taking on.
If I make you the GM and you sign Kirk Cousins, and then you have an opportunity to draft Penix, do you draft him? Because keep in mind, you're kind of looking at what the quarterbacking situation is going to look like for the next couple of years.
I mean, I guess now they're in a better spot, so I guess it's going to work out for them. Because if you didn't have Penix, man, you'd feel like
right. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, but it just cost you a lot of money.
Sure did. Anyway, the Falcons take on the Raiders.
No.
Fancy, not tickled.
We'll take a break. Mike McDaniel has addressed Odell Beckham Jr. We will hear that from the Miami Dolphins head coach as to why they parted ways with OBJ. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. It's a Friday. We're having fun. Frog Boy's got a shirt on that looks like he stole it from a hotel wall.
I can't remember. Oh, I think Schmeathan said that I look like Hotel Ramada curtains, and that one hurt the most. I think that's an in, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, let's get to headlines here. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen. Choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Thursday night football last night, the Rams defeat the 49ers 12-6.
Barn burner.
Wow. Woo! Tomorrow night is the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Cam Ward is a finalist alongside Travis Hunter, Ashton, Jeanty, and Dillon Gabriel. He did win the Davey O'Brien yesterday, Cam Ward, for the nation's best QB. Third Kane to ever win that. So congratulations to Cam. And I saw that they put out.
He's also the most prolific season passer, right?
Yeah. Past Bernie.
Yep.
Pretty impressive. Some pretty impressive names that he is past this season, and now he leaves and doesn't have to deal with Bill Belichick. Chapel Bill.
How do you think that's going to work out?
I don't know. I feel like I'm stupid.
Go ahead.
I feel like I'm stupid to dismiss him. I mean, he's an all-time football great, but I do feel like I feel like a man who likes his control as much as he does, and the way it just seems like college has turned into the Wild West. I feel like he would get sick of that very quickly.
I think that there's a lot of misnomers about how Bill Belichick coaches. And I think that being at North Carolina, I think people will think differently of him when it's all said and done. And I believe that because I'm just thinking of the interactions that we had when he first got to Cleveland and what people think now. Like, I see some of the stuff that people have a problem with, but not all of this stuff. You have to understand that a lot of these coaches go into certain situations and they don't have the option of going out the way they want to do things. So if you have a GM and you're a coach, a lot of times they give you players to coach. It might not be the players you think can fit your system. So a lot of coaches start demanding the power to select the players for their roster. And so, yeah, I do believe that he's an excellent football coach and has enough winning around him that people will want. Look, you can say the same thing about Deion. Nobody thought Deion would bet, but Deion can connect with these players and he can get them to go onto a field and play a certain way. That's all you really need out of your head coach. Connect to them to where you get them to want to play to their best abilities.
Yeah, I mean, Deion has done worlds for that program. Obviously got a program that was kind of dead in the water, a lot of attention to, which I think Bill will. I mean, and maybe this year will help Bill because he definitely seemed to let down his hair from a media standpoint with that being his job. I don't know if that reverts back when he's the college coach, because that is the one thing that's different with college and pro as far as the media game is like they almost don't want you to do the media game in the NFL. Like you're supposed to be locked in. You do have to be a bit of a politician too and play the media game with college, like even Saban had to do it. He knew when to turn on the rat poison stuff and knew when he had to go politic for, if he had a bad loss. So, I don't think
he'll do that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's him. Right. But so that's the one thing. And you can tell somebody like Mario hates doing that stuff too. I mean, he calls it politicking, but it is part of the game. Like that's honestly what makes Deion great. He can do both. Like he is unbelievably captivating as a personality and as a coach.
Right. I just think he's really.
But I wish him no success. Like I just want to be clear here.
I just think he's really good at what he does.
Yeah, that's great. But I wish him no success. He's in the ACC.
Right.
And
it might be easier to find players to fit what he wants to do because there's no salary cap and you have access to 100 plus players instead of 53.
Yeah. It should definitely be an interesting one for sure. I'm definitely interested to see the project of it because I was surprised. I was as I told you, I couldn't imagine. I thought for sure somebody was going to hire him in the NFL this year. I think it's crazy that he's not getting hired. To be honest with you.
I'm going to tell you why he didn't get hired in the NFL. For the reasons we can't stand players. Ego. Nobody wants to bring Bill Belichick in and lose some of the power that they have.
Yeah.
And that's just it. So it's not about winning. It's about me keeping mine.
But there's so many bad organizations out there, dude.
It doesn't
nobody
matter.
can look and be like, hey.
The guy that's in the owner's ear and that's closest to the owner, right? And is gonna be the guy to say, hey, I'm gonna bring Bill Belichick in and he's gonna have these powers, and you're gonna basically, in effect, give up some of your power that you have. It doesn't mean you're doing a good job at it. There's certain teams that have GM that picks bad talent.
Yep. And not that he was great at picking talent at the end, especially.
No, he wasn't. No, in fact, if you go and look at a lot of his first rounders, he wasn't very good at it.
Nah.
But he was the guy who would trade 1 first rounder for 3 second rounders, and he was the guy that got a whole bunch of cracks at it because he had a number of picks, all because he gave up that first rounder. So he, and when you're not, that's not your strength, you give yourself more options, and that's what he would do. You ain't gonna have that problem in college.
Final headline: the Panthers got shut out last night by the Canucks 4-0, so that snaps the streak for the Cats. But they will be back in action as they're on this West Coast trip. We got the Calgary Flames tomorrow. Our boy Lomberg, I believe, will get his ring. Have they played yet? Maybe he got it already. I know that Montour got it on this trip. It's kind of cool. You get to go see the boys and get your ring.
Yep.
Let's see, have they taken on the Flames this year? Maybe he got his jewelry already. Forgot.
No, they have one matchup tomorrow, like you mentioned, and another one March 1st.
All right, cool. So he'll get that. And listen, don't give it. Hey, guys, don't give him the ring in front of Huberdeau. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, what are you doing?
It's a sore spot.
Is that a ringtone?
It was an alarm.
Yeah, I did see Lombi, unfortunately, on the wrong side of beatdown recently.
Yeah, you got to get the leverage. It's tough.
Gotta get the leverage, dude.
You gotta get the high ground in a hockey fight. All right, we'll take a short. We'll take a break. We'll hear from Mike McDaniel. He addressed the Odell Beckham release. That's back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on a Friday.
The moves like Jagger with Christina Aguilera is better.
Agreed.
I think you, but it just takes too long to drop.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
No. 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored is brought to you by your Southern Lexus dealers.
Christina Aguilera is not at work yet. Our Christina Aguilera.
The Lexus December to Remember sales event is why you stay on the nice list. Find yours and get offers on select models, but only for a limited time. Now through January 2nd, Odell Beckham Jr. and the Dolphins. Parting of ways.
Oh, yeah,
Here is Mike McDaniel on the decision. Here was the Dolphins head coach this morning.
Was it mutual agreement as was reported?
Conversations led us to determining that it was the best for both parties. I think we've been, Odell and I have been very communicative. Since he's been here, he had a tough start in terms of having to rehab his way into the season, and then just looking at it as simple as all right, what's the best for both him and the team moving forward, and we just thought it was a good time to go that direction. That was the motivation behind it. That's all.
And did it initiate, if you're able to share this, with Odell coming to you or Chris or his representation, saying it might be best for us to initiate something?
No, it's just our professional communication. He's a professional that has diligently chopped wood, and I know his expectations, and so when you communicate transparently, I can kind of know where he's at, and we normal communication that just kind of led us that direction for the best for both parties, really.
One final thing, just to clarify this: Wednesday, Thursday, were those excused absences for him to just clear his mind or decide what he was going to do?
I think I don't really need to get into timelines and the nuances of it. We discussed, and we're both on the same page, and I wish him the best, and we'll be rooting for him.
I'm gonna tell you how that conversation went. You want to know?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, for
Hey, man, I want to get some more opportunities. How about you excel in opportunities you're getting? Because he didn't. Here, let me explain to you something. When something is wrong with your legs, how you try to catch a ball is different.
Really?
Because when you're running to catch a ball, if your legs hurt, it's hard to extend to catch a ball. If you watch Odell Beckham catch passes, it almost seemed like the only way he could catch it if it was right on his body. Because he was still maybe having problems with his legs.
I would agree. When I had dead foot, I didn't feel like my paws were quite right,
It's not the same.
No, I think it is, dude. They call me BPD.
Oh, do they? Nice.
Yeah, Big Paws Tobes.
No one has said that.
We need little Tommy. They don't call you that.
They don't call you.
But yeah, it does.
I just feel like you're focusing on the pain, so it messes up your concentration. Is that why?
Or just imagine, like, if you're running and your legs hurt and somebody throws something to you and you go to extend for that ball, your legs are affected also. So you try to keep everything near home base. And that's kind of what I was getting out of it. Now, the thing about being an athlete, you can run and give the impression that you're running well. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt like hell. It doesn't mean that you're not struggling. It just looks good. And so what I would say is that just seeing the way he was running routes and stuff like that, I would be shocked if somebody picked him up. I would. And it's just his body caught up to him.
If they knew Jonnu was going to be this effective this year, they probably wouldn't even gone down the route.
They signed Jonnu for this. They just didn't do it. They didn't use him that way.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
They signed Dru Smith for this. They wanted him to be that dude, somewhat to what Kittle's was.
I'm sure but I think he's probably even exceeded their expectations. He's been that good.
He's been that good. One of the things that is most impressive about what he does is how he handles the ball running with it after he catches it. But keep in mind, early on in the season, they ran a reverse with him. So they know he can run.
I saw that in camp for that one camp I went to. Tua and I also locked eyes on a no look to Raheem Mostert.
He wasn't okay.
No, we locked eyes. He was looking at me.
He technically
hey, you're not at a club, dude.
No look. It was a no look, dude. He no looked at me.
He was not looking at Mostert. He locked eyes with me to pass to Mostert. Now he's become the king. He's taken the crown from Mahomes. He's king of the no look. You would agree?
I do. Yeah, I agree.
Mahomes right now. He's meat and potatoes. He's not flashy anymore. Like I would say Tua's a lot cooler.
That team is that way too.
Yeah, I know. And I guess we would take the championships, but Tua is like a cooler watch.
Way funner.
Stylistic,
but again, if
better hair, better voice,
the flippy doos.
If the style, like the meat and potatoes got championships, so we're gonna be more inclined. Now, I will tell you who is. I'll tell you who is absolutely fun to watch and exciting is the damn Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Because they play football first and foremost physical, but they do a whole lot of stuff.
But Tua's cooler than Jared Goff. I mean, Jared Goff's never going to be cool. It's just what it is.
Right.
He's not cool. It's
win.
He can win. He's been winning, but he's kind of like it's like new generation Joe Flacco. He's along for the ride. Don't screw it up. Is he elite? Is he not elite? We'll be doing this debate.
Wait.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff's numbers aren't equivalent to just manage the game.
Nah, but he's just not flashy.
Jared Goff is damn near leading the league in passing.
He's vanilla ice cream.
I'm saying, where's his
vanilla ice cream?
Yeah, he's vanilla ice cream.
Dude, his numbers would say he's Founder's favorite.
Tua leads the league in pizzazz,
Oh, yeah.
Goff leads the league in yards. Who leads the league in passing yards?
It is
Justin Herbert?
Burrow. No, it's Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow? Oh, yeah.
And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, Josh Allen after him.
Jared Goff is 8th.
Oh, okay. Where's Tua?
Tua is
first in pizzazz, baby.
He's 21st.
But he missed.
He missed 4 games.
4 games or 5?
4.
4 games, 5 weeks.
First in pizzazz.
Yes. He does lead in pizzazz. Style points, dude. A little bit of sizzle, don't you get a joy when you hear the fajitas come out? That's Tua.
Yeah.
Makes you a little hungrier.
You asking that. You realize you're asking that.
Sorry.
You don't like fajitas?
He doesn't like putting together his meal.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, he doesn't like cooking. But you love Korean barbecue.
No. If I'm paying.
Yeah.
Right. Korean barbecue is different because you cooking it in front of you.
That's what I'm saying.
But you know what?
In a fajita, they charging you. They just cook the meat and bring a hot plate and you do all the work.
Look,
I'm going to a restaurant. I don't want to do all the work.
You're right. I apologize. He's more like a hibachi chef. Tua's like a hibachi chef. You know, spins the blades a little bit. He could just use the spatula regular, but it's a show.
Toss the shrimp.
Yeah, dude, that's Tua.
I don't let them squirt the sake in my mouth though. I don't like
What?
it. I just don't like it. You know, they do it from across the table, and I'm like, sir, please just. I'm good. It's just very strange.
Wait, where
Yeah.
are you
Never
having
seen that before.
sake squirted in your mouth? Hey, you better hope your girl ain't listening. That's
And I wouldn't want her to do it like this. No one over here on this side. I'm blocking my side of the table. Like,
Wouldn't you say like the no look over the
boy.
shoulder to Achan is like the onion volcano?
oh yeah. Sometimes they catch the shrimp in the hat. Ooh,
Yep.
ooh. That's good.
Like let's look at it. Joe Burrow, he has some pizzazz.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think Geno Smith's got pizzazz?
No, because we keep thinking he broke his jaw.
Stafford, the old don't have pizzazz.
No pizzazz.
Stafford,
Sam Arnold. Woof.
Stafford is throwing the ball all over the place.
Nah, he doesn't have pizzazz though. He doesn't, and I know he was a big no look guy, but you know that tricks for kids. You know, silly rabbit.
Yeah,
So
grow
I would say no. Kirk Cousins, obviously not.
No
way.
Obviously not. Baker Mayfield, he got a little pizzazz. He got a little something, a little piss and vinegar.
I don't think he has pizzazz. I think he has spunk.
He does have spunk. That's for sure.
Because what does he do? That's cool. Man,
what would you say like would be his equivalent if he ran a restaurant? Like if Tua's a hibachi chef, what would you say? Is he like the melting pot?
He's got spunk. What's that restaurant where they allow the servers to curse at you? It's just spunky. I don't know. You know, it definitely wouldn't be as elegant as a hibachi chef, though. I'll tell you that.
Does CJ Stroud have pizzazz? Guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. But I don't think so.
If I were to say my top 5 pizzazzers in the league right now at quarterback, Tua, number 1.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, number 2.
Oh.
Kyler Murray, number 3.
Ooh. Good pick. All 3 mobile quarterbacks.
Baker?
What about Jaden Daniels in Washington?
Oh man, he does have that great deep ball. Great deep ball too.
Yeah.
Great deep ball. And Gardner Minshew.
Oh yeah. How can we forget?
You just like him because of the jean shorts.
Oh, pizzazz.
Y'all don't remember the jean shorts. By the way, Solana says Marcos is right. I love when they squirt the sake in my mouth. I'm like, of course you do.
We'll take a break. Mix things up next.
heart's a stereo. It beats for you, so listen close.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
How are you on this Friday?
Doing well, doing well. And you?
You stopped by Big Face Coffee yesterday.
I did.
What did you think?
Is it like digital?
It's so futuristic. I felt like I just walked into like some sort of spaceship or something. I don't know. It felt different.
What did you
But
get?
it was cool. So I saw that, you know how I normally get a vanilla ice latte anywhere I go. Very simple. And then I saw that they also had as a syrup a salted caramel. So I kind of asked them to mix both vanilla and salted caramel. And it was great.
Wow.
That's good.
Is it big? Like, is it a small place? Like, what is how does it has the layout?
Doesn't seem like you saw anybody that worked there.
It's
right.
There was like 3 workers there, maybe 3 or 4 workers.
That's what a coffee shop normally has at the same time.
Yeah.
Like 3's like
Yeah.
except for morning rush.
I mean, I was quickly attended, so it's not like I was waiting forever or anything. It's a pretty decent sized place. It just looks like there's a lot of space because it's very minimalistic. So there's like a big counter in the middle, and then everything is on the walls. And then at the end, there is a little sofa area, but then there's also like little benches on the wall. Benches, kind of like a bleacher style thing. And it's kind of like New Yorkish. So I don't know. It was cool. I'd recommend.
Was it expensive?
So no, I think it's like from $4 to $10, really, depending on what you get.
Standard coffee joint.
Very standard, yeah.
I mean, that is unless you play in the NBA and you're one of
Unless you make $10 million.
Right,
Exactly.
of course.
Yeah.
Or Goron gets it free because he's gonna steal it.
True.
Froggy.
Yes, sir.
Just like JFig mixed up her latte, let's mix up this segment.
Let's do it.
The mix bag is brought to you by Frog Face Coffee.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you that we're going to determine. We're finally going to get a response by the end of this segment here to the question we've been wondering since he took over the job for the Miami Heat.
Yep.
Is Jax a child?
What?
This is something we have to figure out.
I know why.
I present to you, I think either the second or third Gradey Dick montage, courtesy of our boy Jason Jackson.
Smith who got fouled by Dick as Smith was reaching back. Dick got all up under his arm. Dick was smothered by
Dru Smith.
Dru Smith was
none other than
all over him, draped on him. There's Dick with a little shake. Cut off. Now double team. Off that right block, had to get it back to Shed. He'll feed Dick right wing. Driving right baseline, leans in and draws a foul. The lob up top. Oh, they couldn't connect. Dick getting in the way of that one. Yeah.
Niko used his length on Dick, blew past him, and Dick had no other option than to get into Niko illegally from the perimeter.
I should say, Gradey Dick struck it right corner.
Wow. Wow.
Best work. Really.
He's the best. What can you that's art right there.
That is art indeed. You think he
That was
likes,
well thought out for sure.
I feel like we've played the Raptors a couple times. How come I haven't heard much more of these for some reason?
We'll shake.
Oh god. So good. I heard like
Toronto's Dick may have been out those games.
I believe he was out one of those games this year.
Oh,
I think he was out the last 2 games. So this was the return of Gradey Dick, who got up to a really hot start.
He looks like he's 12, right?
He's got that feathery hair.
Yeah, but he just looks so like young. Like He's gonna be like Tobin, never had facial hair.
Oh wow.
It's only his second year. Plenty of time for more dick calls.
Plenty. Especially if he remains relevant in the NBA and like. I mean, why doesn't he say Gradey sometimes? I just don't understand.
Well, it's not professional. You're supposed to, by people's last names.
Absolutely.
That's how
He
it
always
goes.
says Dru Smith.
Well, there's two. You got High Smith, Dru Smith. We all Smith for High Smith.
Wait.
So,
Highsmith is his last name, though.
yeah.
So you
just kind of rolls
So
off
if he
the tongue.
said
like-
Smith and Highsmith, it would be two different people. What are you
But-
talking about?
But you can
You
understand
got
on the
Dru Smith, you got Highsmith. No.
I feel like on the radio you'd want to distinguish both of them, so I understand that. How dare you say Jax is playing a joke?
He's a pros pro.
He's a pros pro. Marconi worthy.
We know Jax.
Hmm?
Jax having some fun with this.
He's good.
I mean, he was just delivering a professional broadcast to me.
Of course. Of course.
Oh man.
That's good work. That is good work.
Like he really was going all out when he said, "Ooh, dick all up in his face." Like, yeah, that
Did he say that? I don't
last
know.
time.
That would seem like a little bit too much. That would seem like a little bit too much.
The OG.
Guys, ready for some more in the mixed bag?
Yeah.
Nah, I want to hear the montage again.
This is the original call that Leroy was
Right.
referring to.
Podcast pump fake. Got dick in his face. Kicks it back to love for three. Yes.
Oh, that's good.
That was funny.
Smith, who got fouled by Dick as Smith was reaching back. Dick got all up under his arm. Dick was smothered by
Dru Smith.
Smith was
none other than
all over him, draped on him. There's Dick with a little shake. Cut off. Now double team. Off that right block, had to get it back to Shed. He'll feed Dick right wing. Driving right baseline, leans in and draws a foul. The lob up top. Oh, they couldn't connect. Dick getting in the way of that one. Yeah.
Niko used his length on Dick, blew past him, and Dick had no other option than to get into Niko illegally from the perimeter.
Okay, stroking it. So, Gradey Dick stroking it. Right corner.
Not Amy say he used his length.
Oh my God.
Like,
You never want to get into the perimeter illegally.
Never. Hey, you stay away.
Ah, it's a Friday.
Indeed.
What else you got in the mixed bag, Froggy?
All right, let's get a little mature, guys. Sick of you.
Yeah, grow up, dude.
Really lowbrow material. We have some Tyreek Hill audio. If you guys are interested, you guys interested in a little cheetah?
Yes.
Cheetah, not necessarily been having the season that we all expected, but still, nonetheless, doing what he can to solidify this offense as one of the top in the league. Most of that behind our boy Tua. Tyreek talks about how Tua's leadership has impressed him this season.
For me, Tua, ever since I got here, man, he's been great at all of those things, man. But for me, I've said it, like, he's gotten better, man, as far as, like, just being a leader, man, inside of the locker room, dog. When I, obviously, the word against him when I first got here was, like, nobody likes him and stuff like that. But as I began to, like, be around the guy and stuff like that, like, I can see that every guy on this team, in this building, everybody loves him, man. And just the way he, like, controls, his offense, like this year alone, like, really sets him apart, from when I first got here, man. And to me, I feel like we've gotten a whole lot better. Like, a lot of people, a lot of people may look at it, like, at the stats and say, oh, you guys were number 6, 2022, number 1 last year, and you guys are, like, number 15 this year. How are you guys getting better? And Tua, by far, he's gotten better. Like taking control of his offense and giving us all direction on exactly like what he wants from each and every one of us. So,
wow. All right. Well, all that makes me think though, what unbelievable harm Ryan Fitzpatrick did to Tua's career with that pity party that he threw, making it seem like everybody hated Tua because, oh, poor Ryan Fitzpatrick had a boohoo pity party. It really is a shame.
But
greedy.
Here's the deal. And here's where you have to understand how that works. That comes from the top. So when Brian Flores treats the two quarterbacks that way and empowers one of them, right? Then he's going to feel that way when the job is given to the other one because the coach made him feel like he was the guy. And I don't necessarily blame Ryan Fitzpatrick as much as I do a coach who had talent, but instead of trying to bring that talent out, just disregarded it and dismissed it for whatever reason.
Both get blamed. But
This is not like college. And this is the thing I'm going to say about Bill. In the NFL, you only got 53 guys, so it's your job to make sure everybody can do everything they can to help the team win. You can't dismiss any guy. You dismiss 4 guys. Now you're at 49 guys, right? And you can't do that. Every guy has to contribute. So why wouldn't you do everything you can to make sure that everybody is in the best possible position to succeed?
Well, it seems like they just dismissed Odell Beckham.
I mean,
with a little bit of shade from Tyreek.
I don't think Tyreek was giving him shade.
Yeah.
When is Tyreek throwing shade at anybody?
Oh, but he does
all the time.
I'm
dude.
telling you, he meant take advantage of your opportunity when you go.
No,
y'all looking at it like
I don't feel like that was shade, to be honest.
right. It's not.
I think Tyreek Hill was sick of hearing about the one-handed catch. He's like, all right, we get it, dude. All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Whoa.
You agree with me, Tobin?
No. See, you fell for you. Let me get this straight. You were the first. My phone was blowing up, and it was still dark outside between you two knuckleheads. Right?
Knuckleheads. Mhm.
Talking about Odell Beckham. And Frog Boy goes, oh, he get the tweet. You made your whole career on one catch.
No, he put it on the Instagram post. How many comments are you up to now of people roasting
problems.
We're at 250 comments, 10,000 likes though.
Wow. All right, that's a viral.
How many follows?
That's a viral comment, Marcos.
Not even nearly as many follows as there are people telling me that I don't know football. I'm a casual. I don't watch football.
You should hit them with the fewer yards than Mike Wallace.
Oh no, I hit him with Dillon. Adam Dillon is the one that really hurts him because people
because he's a white guy.
Exactly.
Give us one more in the mixed bag.
Well, we have word as to why Pooh Smith is getting a lot of minutes, and this is Spo talking about his favorite player, Pooh Smith.
Oh, it's just when you find guys that just do winning things on both ends of the court over and over and over that can be consistent to that. That's a superpower in this league. Everybody's searching for that, but he's kind of a glue that fits. He can make any unit work. Second unit, the starters, so that's that thing I say, make me watch, make me play you, then make me for sure, not even think about putting somebody else in there. And that's all going to be dictated on the scoreboard.
Gradey dictated.
Gradey dictated. That's a point.
Oh my
Pretty good.
Point for
What do you think of the things that really get to Spo's heart at first? Like, is it a deflection? Like, at some point he's watching a practice. Is it diving on the floor? Is it a deflection where he's like, oh, like that just tickles Spo a little bit?
I think when Dru Smith,
they just tickle Spo a little bit.
Dru Smith looks over to Spo and he says, "I'm going to tell everyone what I know." That's really what Spo's like.
I just don't understand. Like you've never had a more wrong take than this. This guy's amazing.
He's not amazing.
He's amazing, dude.
On every other team, it'd be like, all right, well, I mean, he's just a basketball player.
But he's hitting shots too. Like you're acting like he's a zero on offense. He's getting buckets. He's getting assists. He's ripping them. Yeah, it was a great 3. Like how many shots do you want him taking? He's a two-way player. You want him taking 30 shots a game?
I mean, he had 35 minutes yesterday. He scored 11 points.
Okay, dude.
But here's the deal. Like,
He's just a moron.
How can I put this?
What?
Marco.
You're an idiot.
Marco.
That's my Instagram comment.
Marcos.
Yeah.
You are the reason why I hate stats. Because you know what's amazing about, I use my own career.
Mm-hmm.
So my average was about, 4 yards a carry.
Pretty good.
Right? But here's what gets lost. I was the 3rd and 4th and 1 guy. I was the goal line guy. So imagine how many times I did that during the course of my career and how much that kills your average. That being said, you have to put the 4 yards per carry in context.
So you don't get enough credit. I agree, Leroy.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying
average
that.
could have been higher.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm
Leroy
saying
Hort.
is that you're looking at Dru Smith and looking at his scoring, and you're basing his contributions to the game based on his scoring when they might tell him, go in the game, facilitate, and play mad defense.
For sure, they're not telling him.
That might be what they put him in the game for. If he start chucking the ball up 10, 15 times, you know where he going to end up? Right back down sitting next to Spo.
Or in Sioux Falls.
Right. So, I used to always get mad because everybody said,
Bruce Bowen, dude. He's just Dru Smith.
He might be Bruce Bowen, though, but he might be.
He might be. Or he might be James Ennis.
Okay, they're two different players, though. They're two different players.
Yeah, one of them was relevant, and the other one did something so good, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but 1990, Marcos said the same thing about Bowen.
Bruce Bowen.
And then Bruce Bowen. Then he went somewhere else
Yeah.
and balled out.
Where's that guy?
You just sound like a clown.
You do.
And honestly, you're the guy supposed to. You have the untrained eye. You have the untrained eye. That's what you have. Your eye is untrained. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of your whole bit and the theatrics of all this. I really would like you to stop.
Listen,
just the theatrics.
Theatrics.
Can I just say this? You don't have to try. The English language is already kicking your ass.
What are you talking about? Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. It's a football Friday. It's brought to you by your South Florida Chevy dealers. You're looking for more power, capability, and technology. With Chevy trucks, you're ready for anything. Chevrolet together. Let's drive. Oh, hello, Dan Day.
Yo.
Did DeMarcus leave?
Yeah.
He did? I didn't even know he was leaving today. I swear to God.
He didn't turn into a skinny white guy all of a sudden.
I mean, it was like a magic trick. I didn't know if we just bullied him out of the Dru Smith thing for so much that he was done.
What a show pony.
Couldn't take it.
That's Houdini.
You know
for
what that
real.
is?
Take the
That's,
heat, Leroy.
that's the
No
gambling,
more.
the gambling era of society.
Leroy, I can't hear you. Did you unplug your mic?
I can hear him.
You
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear everybody.
Yeah, we're good.
That's the gambling side of society, is that all they care about is numbers, and not everybody has a role on their team to score points. Like every team has it. It's just, you looking at your own team, everybody got to score 20.
The guy's
Like,
been amazing. I really don't understand. First of all, the idea that the Heat fan didn't or had any animosity towards the kid was so stupid. I don't understand why this organization hasn't gotten more benefit of the doubt on
Players.
undrafted guys than
Right.
anybody. And yeah, he got hurt last year. He was starting to play well, and then this year, has been a demon since he's basically got his opportunity. I'm actually kind of curious, when Pella comes back, if Pella's gonna lose, because Pella was kind of in that role, and then Pella snapped the ankle, and now it's
He didn't snap his ankle.
he sprained his ankle.
Snapped. You know what a snapped ankle look? Snap ankles when your foot pointing the wrong way.
Either way, I thought that it was I was like, it was kind of Pella's thing to be Mr. Intangibles, but now Dru Smith has kind of taken the mantle.
Especially when he makes a couple of threes too.
Oh yeah.
They've got a weird shot though.
I acknowledge that. It's not the prettiest looking shot
Not
in the
as
world.
weird as dude from OKC though.
SGA?
Yeah.
Yeah. Herky jerky. The rest of your headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Aside from we didn't really talk about the game too much. We talked about the Jimmy stuff a couple hours ago, but I was really happy to see Niko get back and get a chance.
He started off. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a blowout.
It was bad. It was really, really bad.
What did they score? Like 20 in the first quarter?
Oh man.
It
was brutal. It was a brutal watch. And not only was it brutal, but just felt I don't know. It was almost like they hit the snooze button walking out on the floor.
And this is where I don't usually get mad watching the Heat play, because sometimes they just miss shots. And if you get open shots and you miss them, you have one of those days. I'm never mad at that. But every bucket Toronto scored was in the paint, it seemed like. That was driving me crazy.
I have a feeling Bam Adebayo secretly hates Jakob Poeltl. I think he goes around there and he thinks to himself, I don't understand this. I'm the best defender on the planet. Why is this the guy that's giving me headaches?
Doesn't he look awkward, though? It always looks like he's about to fall.
Jakob Poeltl? Yeah. I think that's what probably annoys Bam. Is like, what does this guy have? 15 points. What? And then you notice, once the game was kind of in hand, Bam used the entire first half of the fourth quarter to simply destroy Jakob Poeltl. See,
You need to get, what you had to do, get rid of those demons.
You need to get rid of the Jakob
You got to
Poeltl.
get those demons.
He was so sick of Jakob Poeltl by the end of this out of this 3-game stretch they've had against Toronto. All of a sudden, he's dancing on him. He's hitting threes. By the way, as an aside, Bam's going to easily eclipse 200 threes, Leroy. He's already up to I think in the mid 60s already for the season.
What do you mean?
Remember we asked him at 200 attempts.
Oh, no. I was saying 100 makes.
I thought you meant 100 attempts. I said attempts.
100 attempts, 1 or 2 games. Yeah, I might have said 100. But I was thinking 2 a game. So that's 200. He's going to get by that easy because
he's going to
he
breeze
chucks up
past
3
that.
or 4 a game.
Yeah, he's going to breeze past that. But he was trying to, he definitely was trying to send Jakob Poeltl a message.
He opened up his whole bag of tricks. He said,
Tyler once again with a
Oh my
monster third quarter. Tyler Hero seems like he's cured the third quarter because that seems to be get right. Like he's just
that's
that 4-point play that he had. Woo.
You know what's amazing? Here's what it looks like. It looks like Tyler Hero has gotten in his mind. We normally suck on this period. I'm going to fix that. And I ain't got nothing against it. Because we've been begging for Jimmy. Hey, you ever get to those point in the games where you look around and you see, hey, nobody's doing nothing. I better step it up. Right? Tyler's like, don't worry about it. I got it.
He got it. That 4-point play that he had was a monster, set the building on fire.
Hey, my favorite
continues his great year.
Is why he almost shot one from the shot clock. He almost shot one from the logo.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude ran out there just so he could step over and get closer to the 3-point line. Why are you contesting a shot from way out there? You
Very
give
strange.
it to him. You give it to him.
We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this.
Esta noche bailamos. Te doy toda mi vida.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Is it Enrique?
Yep.
Whoa.
Man.
Jeanty's feeling it.
It's getting saucy. Friday with the Jax montage and now Enrique Iglesias.
It's the weekend. Oh.
It is the weekend. Dolphins getting set for the Houston Texans. Mike McDaniel today, not too optimistic that Teron Armstead is going to play. I think it was all heading towards that direction, Leroy. So looks like the Rook is going to get his shot.
The good news is Patrick Paul been practicing with the first unit for the last 2 months.
That's true.
So it's not like they're unfamiliar with one another.
He also hasn't gotten any smaller.
No, he's a moose. You know what I'm tired of? You know what I'm tired of seeing? I'm tired of this penalty being called. The tackles being in the backfield. Illegal procedure.
Just leave it alone, or you're tired of them doing it?
They're nitpicking. Okay, there's some that are blatant, but there's some that you almost need a ruler to figure out, and they're calling it, and it's bad. It's bad. It's a bad look when you got to figure out and sit here and try to figure out if it's a penalty or not because of they're all different sizes.
Yeah, that's true. Patrick Paul is covering 2 time zones.
He's a big
almost.
dude.
And
So
they're like,
think
he's
about
out of
this.
position. Nice, too
If
big.
Patrick Paul gets over in a 2-point stance and bends over like this, his feet could very well be behind the tackles.
He's a giant.
But it doesn't mean that his head is not in the right spot. You are allowed to be up to the middle of the center. And for some reason, they call it, and I'm looking at him that's not a penalty.
It was the first game this year where they went crazy with it. They were doing
they've
it.
been doing it every game. Every game they called it 2 or 3 times.
It was, I think they did didn't they do 6 times that opening night game with the Chiefs? It was crazy.
And I don't look, I get what they're trying to do. But to start a season off with points of emphasis and then have that penalty called 30 or 40 times throughout football the first week of the season is a bad look. It's a bad look. And there's ways of doing it because usually you get a warning, right? Usually they'll give you a call and they'll say, or they'll call the tackle and say, hey, move up on the next play. Okay? Next time you're not up there, I'm calling it. And then you put it on the player. And you put it on the coach. Hey, coach, I warned him. That's it. But to have it called so many times,
I'm sorry, buddy. This really seems to bother you.
It does. Because football's already hard. Okay? You got guys grabbing each other. You got to call that, and I understand that because that creates an unfair advantage. But when football is consumed by ticky-tack, it drives me crazy. That is ticky-tack. You're sitting there, he's this far off, and you're that's warranting a 5-yard penalty?
Does it create an advantage?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Then it shouldn't be a penalty.
No, it doesn't. It just here's what offensive linemen do. They're gonna keep going until you say something. So
it's like the thing with holding it too, right? Like they say, there could be holding technically on every play.
Correct. Sometimes, and here's the kicker. Sometimes just if a outside pass rusher gets lower than the tackle, he's going to have that arm trapped because he didn't get low enough. And it looks like holding. But technically it's really not because the guy just got lower than him and they get tangled. But they always call holding on that. So, I get those penalties. But the ticky-tack stuff, with all that's going on that football field, and I'm going to tell you what, this is what pisses me off even more. You'll call that ticky-tack foul, and then we'll show video of you staring at something happening right in front of you and you don't call it. Right? Like, how many times do we watch a game and go, yo.
When you really need you, where
Well,
are
it's
you?
not even, but for blatant calls, you miss them.
Yep.
Right? How many times do you watch a guy's head get jerked back and the official doesn't even call face mask or anything like that? It happens a lot. Like, what are you looking at? And sometimes, and just to show you how they think, they're looking at the motion and the positioning of the bodies. They don't actually see the infraction.
Right.
And so that's no good either.
You should coach up these refs, dude.
I can't, first of all, like, no, it's too, like, they spend, we spend 2 of our 4-week training camp, a week, maybe a week and a half of that is with officials at practice. And they're explaining all this stuff. So it's not, by the time the season starts, you already know what the points of emphasis are, what they're going to call. They're going to say during practice, hey, you can't do that anymore. Right? But it's just when you see it happening during the course of a game, it's like, is that where you want to spend most of your resources? Right? On whether a guy is a couple of inches back.
Mike McDaniel said that he's optimistic Kendall Lamb will go. He's been dealing with a back injury. This is from the Miami Herald.
That's what we need. A guy whose blocking is a little sketchy to be going in there with a bum-ass back.
And then he says, as far as Bradley Chubb is concerned, he said, quote, I'm more ready for next week as far as a return, but we'll see how it plays out. So that sounds like we'll see Bradley Chubb.
That's a whole entire year, right?
Yeah, close to it. I think
and
it was.
And he won't be 100% till the middle of next year.
I mean, that's brutal.
I don't think you understand how long. Like, again, he may be back playing football, but he ain't back to being Bradley Chubb. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of ligaments that they had to go and fix, he said yesterday. And, you know, I think it's going to be a cool moment when he's back out there.
Yep.
And they certainly need him.
They need him. They need him. I wish they could somehow still stay formidable when they have to take Sealer or Calais out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when those two are in there, you think you have a chance. When one of the two aren't, you're like, oh, come on, guys. You know?
Yeah.
So,
but this is like, you know, it's such a huge week. They're a good team. It's going to be an interesting matchup. They got a hell of a defensive line. Dolphins got some Patrick. They've had their own offensive line issues.
mm-hmm.
And it does feel like if you even up your record right here, like you're going to have some real optimism if you could get to 500 and be like, all right, the next 3 games are going to be teams we're going to be favored against.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the last time the Dolphins will be underdogs. Yes, of course, you have to deal with that night cold in Cleveland, which basically feels like Game of Thrones winter. But other than that, the teams that they're taking on, they're all better than. This is the true test. Like if you're going to even be worthy of talking about making this late playoff run, you have to get this one. It feels fairly even, this matchup. Both teams have some things that can hurt the other team, but you know, it's not like Houston's zone is this crazy hostile atmosphere either, you know, like, so I don't feel like the Dolphins are like you're going to Arrowhead. It's not like you're going to a place where, you know, I think it's going to disrupt the team.
I think playing in domes sometimes are weird in that sometimes the amount of people don't matter. It's the fact that it's all on top of you. That being said, look, most teams go to silent counts anyway. Right? Like some teams, I remember we used to have offensive linemen who used to jump all the time till we went to silent count at home. Right? Like and then everybody would say, "We're doing this because of you."
Old Jumpy.
Oh, Jumpy.
We'll take a break. We'll play a little "You're Dead to Me" to close things out. That's next.
You're dead to me.
All right, let's bury some people. Close this out on a weekend. Get to it. So, I got to tell you, man, this has been a tough baseball week. The Marlins, they decided, player not even making $1 million. He can actually hit it out of our ballpark. No thanks. We'll just send him off for teenagers.
No, you know where we getting our home run hitters from?
Yimang.
Timu.
Pretty much.
So you'll excuse me if you realize how down bad my franchise is. You'll excuse me if I lack a little bit of empathy for the New York Yankees fan who has anything to say about Juan Soto signing with the highest bidder. And this was just a little snippet of this. This is Michael Kay, voice of the Yankees, whining about Juan Soto saying he was chasing dollars.
I think that if the Miami Marlins came up with $850 million for 15 years, he'd be playing in Miami. And they have no future. Just like A-Rod played in Texas.
That's a false argument, though, Michael.
But A-Rod played in Texas.
Yeah, I'm aware, but Alex is not Juan. Juan is not Alex, and the Miami
Alex
Marlins
is so much of a better player than Juan Soto in his prime.
Yeah, I actually think that is a I don't know so much of a better player. He was a better player. I think that's a reasonable thing to say. But I don't think that comparing this offer that didn't exist with the Marlins and trying to essentially say that Juan Soto was chasing the money matches up with the reality that the money was very similar. I think it's a question, Michael, of what do the futures of both of these franchises look like?
Do you want to know how crazy you have to be the voice of a team known as the Evil Empire? And Michael, I don't know if you know this, dude, but for the guy you're crying about, you, because of all the money your team has, took Giancarlo Stanton from the Miami Marlins because you guys had the highest amount of money to pay him. You said, we'll take that, Bill. He had a no-trade clause, and you're sitting here really crying because some other team decided to open up the wallet and getting after a player. Am I taking crazy pills that Yankee fans are actually mad about getting outbid and calling a player money hungry?
I'm more pissed off at this.
What?
What country do you live in, sir?
Mm.
Yeah, he signed for the most money. That's what we all do.
No.
You're not going to go to a job and if you have two choices, one pays you more than the other and say, I like the atmosphere in this other one. No.
If you were like, if this was a Royals talk show host and he got mad at somebody going to a big market, okay. Oh, we could get that. Could you imagine the Yankees?
He went down the street.
The Yankees are going to cry about somebody taking the most money. How many small market players over your history have you guys overpaid? Because why? You were the highest bidder. So
But
Yankees fans, go ahead, Dan.
What also angers me, the Marlins have no future. All we have is the future. We've traded everybody off.
We may have no future. I don't know.
It's
we may have no future.
I need
It's
something.
amazing how another person who lives in the United States of America is going to say something along the lines of, he went there to make more money.
If Steve Cohen walked into that studio and offered Michael Kay $10 million a year to call Mets games instead of Yankees games, let me tell you something right now. That dude would be calling Mets games.
Yes.
Has he ever turned down a pay raise?
Can I say this only happens in sports, right?
Stupid.
This only happens in sports. Because your business is out there. This doesn't happen in the regular. You know what I mean? In any business, if you say, oh, they made it about the money, you're damn right. We all do. You do it too. Anybody who complains about, oh well, we don't have a partnership with them anymore. They wanted to get more money. Yeah, you know who wants to make it about the relationship? The person who don't want to pay the money.
Oh,
That's it.
Poor us. What are the Yankees gonna do with everybody getting poached?
They just went out and
players?
paid a pitcher. Wait, they just went out and paid a pitcher who's never pitched more than 30 games in a season. They just went and gave him $212 million.
Poor little Yankees.
It's a tough time for the Yankees.
I do not like, man, you know what? This is what everybody should be saying. You shouldn't be talking about why he's a Met and not a Yankee. You should be saying the Yankees can give him $5 more million.
Yeah.
That's not why. He's not a Yankee for this reason. They wouldn't give him a suite, right? And guess what it's about? Money. So your team didn't do it because of the money. Don't sit here and talk about the player not doing it for the money.
Anyway, Yankees fans whining. You're dead to me. Leroy?
All right. I have chewed on this for a while. Not quite 24 hours, but almost 24 hours.
Okay.
And I do have a problem with a player walking off the field during a football game.
Yeah.
And the reasons are a little bit different because once that game starts, I don't have a responsibility to the fans. I don't have a responsibility to the team. I don't even have a responsibility to that damn coach. I have a responsibility to the other guys that I'm on playing that game with. And you can never let a decision that affects your brothers, right? You can't have a decision like that. Like, oh, I'm trying to get the coach back or I'm trying to get the organization back. This has nothing to do with money. Okay, we're not talking about contracts. That's a different situation. This don't have nothing to do with the relationship you have with your coach or don't have. But once that game starts, you have made a commitment to the other guys on that field. So I don't know what's going on with this player. I don't understand what would cause somebody to do that. Maybe it was between him and the coach, but you owed your players. You owed the guys that you've been through it with to go out there and finish that game, and then you could pitch as much of a bitch as you want afterwards and tell them, the only reason why I finished the game is because I owe my brothers. So anybody who does that, like, you're dead to me. Like, I can't, forget how good a player he may or may not be. Who's going to want to toe the line with him? Who's going to want to stand up next to him without having those questions? You can't have that.
I'm with you, man. JFig, who's dead to you?
So I'm kind of offended at ourselves.
What?
Very disappointed at all of us.
What happened? What did we miss?
The fact that we had perfect content and didn't give it the time it needed. Did you forget that Tobin sent us pictures?
Oh, come on. Let's save it for next week. We don't got enough time for it. Rockets is going to be here. Save it for next week. Save it for next week. Save it for next week.
Hey,
all I'm saying is I'm so upset with us.
Hey,
I'm so upset. And the fact that Marcos left too.
No, we got time. We
don't got time. No, I want Marcos here. I want Marcos. We gotta.
I kind of want Marcos here too, but I'm upset at him too.
Listen, first of all, you are unbelievable, Tobin. Because let me tell you what this bum is doing right now. I'm going to tell you what he's doing. He's doing this with the whole idea that...
What are you doing right now? I don't know. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, Dre.
So he's doing this with the whole idea. I hope these clowns forget next week.
He
I know you won't
distracted us
forget.
so well yesterday.
I didn't distract anybody.
Oh my goodness.
How did we look past that?
I know
do it all the time.
First of all,
Quality.
I know exactly how you guys do it. You guys get in that building and you don't pay attention to anything. You're hobnobbing the whole time. You forget.
No.
Barely have you there for segments.
Oh, look at how you try to flip it.
It is. That's the facts.
Listen.
Deflection.
Okay, GQ, you need to pipe down.
I
cannot
promise we'll do it
wait
next.
for everyone to see this.
I can't.
Well, not to see it, I guess. That's like on Tobin, but to hear about this.
Oh, you're not
Yeah.
seeing it.
Oh no, they got to see it.
Oh no, they're not seeing it.
They got to see it.
Dan Day, who's dead to you?
Should I get serious again? Because it seems like we've kind of
Get serious, dude. Get serious, dude.
Dead to me is the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, dude.
As a longtime suffering Saints fan, and Joe Montana and Jerry Rice gave us our you-know-what for years, and they cheated for years, and they probably still cheat in some way, shape, or form, and they're not fun, and they're not cool, and Brock Purdy is not real. They're dead to me, and I'm so happy about it. So happy about it. Leroy,
like
you know it.
Yeah, they're kind of dead to everybody right now.
Good. I'm so happy. Christian McCaffrey done. Brock Purdy being exposed. Yeah. 49ers, get out of here. They're Super Bowl. Get out of here. Get out of here. Everybody knows their ceiling. Get to the Super Bowl. They're never going to win it because they got Shanahan there that doesn't want a real quarterback and all that other stuff. Oh, man, I hate the 49ers so much.
Does anybody else just look at Shanahan and you're like, why does he age? Why is he age like a president? Like he used to be the young spry guy. Now
have you seen his dad?
No.
His dad aged like that too.
Did he?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But here's the thing: how you know what happens to coaches? Coaches go from like their 30s, then they get to like 50, and then they go, he's 68, and you lose like. Right? Because Bill Belichick went from 40 or 50 to 70. Right.
Now he's back on campus with the co-eds having a good time.
Oh my goodness.
They're having a good time. Good place to be.
Love to see Bill Belichick at a kegger.
No. Could you imagine that one of his
Nick Saban's older than Bill Belichick.
One of his players is dating somebody who knows his girlfriend and they're the same age? That's weird.
Man, to live that dream. Imagine being a 70-something-year-old guy dating somebody that could be your granddaughter. Wow. And now you're back on campus matriculating with all the students.
He's like, you know what? I feel more youthful being around you. You think she has the days of the week pills container for him?
Nah, he takes care of that.
You think he handles that himself?
Yeah, he's a very controlling guy, you know.
Maybe she just make sure that he actually takes it. You know,
it's time for your Wednesday.
That's not how the ladies act. They just tell you, make sure you take your pills. That minimum effort right there.
It really is surreal. Like I am still like, I can't believe Bill Belichick's coaching. I think if it wouldn't have been North Carolina, if it would have been a more marquee program, I would have been like, all right. But North Carolina just kind of, I didn't know the dad thing. And to be honest with you, I didn't know about the dad past that.
I don't think that factored. You know, I think that's.
I was like,
well, guess what? Can I just say this?
Yeah.
I was shocked to hear that because I thought he was from Annapolis.
Yeah.
I think he's from Annapolis.
I was, it's just a weird thing, but good for him. You know, listen, he's happy. I mean, I wish, Don Shula's record's now safe. So good. Yeah. Happy for that.
Best thing for Dolphins fans is he does pretty good at UNC because then he'll never make it back to the NFL.
I'm not too good. I get the Canes there too.
How much time you think he got left? You making it sound like he's gonna be coaching for 20 years?
It just seems like his ceiling at UNC is not very high, but his basement is really low. Am I the only person that thinks that?
I mean, they had a couple of good runs, right?
But I'm talking about him. Like, what's his ceiling and what's his basement could be just fired like Mac Brown and just out of it and old and done.
They ain't gonna fire him.
I think
he's gonna get 3 years.
He's going to get the college football playoffs.
I think they just hired 2 generations of Belichick's.
Yep. He's bringing in a lot of people too.
Oh, the old crew. Where's Jeanty? Oh no, he's out. He's on the outs.
Hey.
He went against the family.
He ain't bringing Jeanty back.
All right, everybody. That is our show for today. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will talk to you rascals tomorrow or on Monday.
Come on in to Total